Hi, good evening and welcome to Cooking Uncovered. This evening I'm going to show you the best way to get nutritional, economical lunch meat at a bargain price. So I've got this beautiful roast pork here, pork loin roast, and this is actually 1/4 of the big loin roast that I bought the other day on special. So I'm going to brown this first and then we'll talk about that. So your pan has to be really, really hot. So I'm going to sear the fat side and then I'm going to sear the other side and then I'm going to put it in the oven. But let's just talk about saving money. So what I have is, I bought this huge long pork loin roast and I cut it into 4 sections. So these sections are going to go into the freezer. I'm going to freeze these for later use. This one, I'm going to brown on both sides. I'm going to roast it, and then I'm going to slice it for sandwich meat. It's the best way to do sandwich meat. So this takes about 10 minutes, to kind of brown at both sides, 5 to 10 minutes. And then I'm going to pop it in my roasting pan. And notice, on the bottom of my roasting pan, I have a rack. This isn't a metal rack, it's a rack of carrots. And I'm going to put the roast right on top of the rack. And that will allow for a more even heating when I'm roasting in the oven, and it'll be just perfect. So let's just check our roast for the first side. Oh, beautiful. Nice and golden brown caramelized. It doesn't take very long, but you have to be patient. So I'm going to take this now and turn it. That's a beautiful caramelized topping, and that's exactly what you want. So I'm going to carry on. I'm going to caramelize this side and maybe even move it on its end and try to caramelize all of the sides, all 6 sides, and then put it into my roasting pan. So after this is done, I'll get back to you. All right, so now the roast is all beautiful and brown and caramelized. Look at that beautiful, beautiful roast. It's perfect. So I'm just going to turn the heat off. And I'm going to put the roast on my rack in my roasting dish. So here's what it looks like when it's all nicely caramelized. Now, remember to, oops, I had it upside down. Always the fat side up so that it drips over your roast and keeps your roast tender while it's roasting. Notice it's sitting up on the carrots, so that's perfect. Now, what I'm going to do is this is going to take on a slow roast we're going to start it off at about 375. We're going to let it go for about 15 minutes, then I'm going to turn it down to about 350 and let it go for about another 45 minutes. This does take time to roast properly. And then, about the last 45 minutes, I'm going to chop up some carrots that I've peeled this time, and I'm going to put those in the side of the baking dish here. And then, in another dish, I'm also going to roast some potatoes. I have some tiny potatoes here. And seeing as you have the oven on anyway, you might as well be roasting vegetables that are going to complement your roast pork. And so I've got some lovely young potatoes here. I've got some of these potatoes that I've taken off all the impurities, all the stuff you don't want to eat. Cut those up. I'm going to toss those in olive oil, and they're going to go into the oven too. These take about 45 minutes. So half an hour from now, I'll pop the vegetables in the oven, and then we'll have a great dinner, and I'll show you how that looks too. So I'll just carry on with my potatoes and my beautiful roast. That's going to go in the oven. It's going to be absolutely perfect. While you've got your oven on, it's a good idea to pop some other stuff into the oven as well. So here I've got fresh cauliflower, a little bit of olive oil on it. I'm just going to toss it in the bowl. I've got some fresh rosemary. That's going to go in as well. Some fresh rosemary. And any herbs that you have, of course, you can just pop in your roasting bowl. I have a bit of salt. I've got some cracked pepper, but my hands are slipping. And the oil. Cracked pepper. Give that a toss. A little bit more oil. This is extra virgin olive oil. Pop that into a roasting pan, and that can also be roasting at the same time that your meat is roasting for your sandwiches, and now you're also going to have roasted vegetables. Doesn't that look great? So this is going in the oven now. So I've just pulled this out of the oven. So this is at now, it's below 140, so it hasn't got long ways to go. So to this, I'm going to put in my vegetables. I'm going to put in my carrots and my luscious Thai eggplant. And then this dish, so I'll put that back in the oven. And this dish, I have my potatoes, which have got herbs and spices and olive oil. So to that, I want to add my onion. And I'm going to add some, sorry. Oops, onion everywhere. Onion alert. And I've got some great squash that I'm also going to put in the oven on some tin foil. Now here's my garlic, which I'm just going to cut open and get rid of the peel by smashing it, and the garlic just pops out. It's luscious, so that's going in. This is going to be absolutely delicious. So that's my dinner for tonight. Roast pork loin, potatoes, squash, lots of nice onions, and of course the Thai eggplant and the carrots, which are in with the roast, so it's going to be perfect. So this goes in the oven as well.